The sun.
Hello. Welcome back to another episode of the Steebee Weebee Show. This episode is brought to you by Mint Mongoose. We have a very, very special guest tonight. Please welcome artist and producer and production designer for the Netflix series BroJack Horseman. Please welcome Lisa Hanawalt. Thanks for coming.
Hey.
Yeah. You know, I want to redo that over. I stuttered too much. Can we edit it?
We'll edit you perfect, don't worry.
Okay, all right.
We'll edit.
I'm having a hard day today. I told you what time I woke up, right?
Yeah, I was a little late.
Yeah.
That's okay. I don't judge.
Do you want to tell the viewers what time I woke up?
I believe it was 5:30.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
But you went to bed at like 7 a.m.?
Yeah.
So that's...
I feel horrible.
Yeah.
I just go through this seasonally.
Yeah, seasonal depression.
Yeah, I go through like a polar bear hibernation period.
That's really
Is that
common.
normal?
It's very common. Yeah. Have you tried like a special lamp? I don't know if that helps.
What kind of lamp would help with that?
Well, you could try taking vitamin D.
Oh.
I'm like Dr. Hanawalt here.
How do you know so much about yeah. Keep talking. Keep telling me about this stuff.
And you can get a special lamp that the light kind of helps your body like readjust to.
Really?
Yeah, and it helps you feel less depressed.
What's the name of this lamp? Is it a lava lamp?
I forget. I think it's called a SAD lamp, seasonal affective disorder lamp.
Say that again to the viewers.
The SAD lamp,
Seasonal
affective disorder lamp.
Gee, I need one right beside my bed then, huh?
Yeah, I think if you just shine it on yourself for like an hour a day, it's supposed to help. But I've never tried it because it seems like a lot of work. So.
Damn, I probably need 10 in here.
But vitamin D will help because normally you get vitamin D from the sun. And you're not getting enough sun.
That's what I'm missing.
We only have 1 week of rain in LA and everyone's losing it.
I don't think I haven't seen the sun in a while.
Yeah.
Is that weird, Bryce?
That's weird.
Yeah. You okay?
It's rain.
Yeah. No, but are you okay today?
Yeah.
You seem a little... Your energy's a little... It's kind of... I feel your anxious vibe.
Yeah.
But are you okay? We'll talk after.
Jason's helping.
Jason,
Yeah.
is he okay?
Yeah, he's all right.
Am I okay?
Yo, you're golden.
Thanks,
You're
man.
golden.
I feel a little. I feel a little logy myself,
Dude.
I understand. You know, when you're like your whole day is just like, oh, that was a wash. I didn't get anything done whatsoever.
I mean, that's basically sums up my life.
Hey, you're getting this done right now.
Yeah, but then it's like, and then I question, because we'll talk about this, because you talk about it on your TED Talk as far as like...
my XOXO
yeah,
talk.
just like your TED Talk, you're talking about like...
It's not a TED Talk.
Oh, was it? It isn't?
It's XOXO.
Oh, sorry, XOXO. That's what I meant.
I just don't want TED to like get the credit for branding this thing when they did not.
So, forget about you, Ted. XOXO all day, every day.
Yeah.
You talk about the creative process and how anxiety and how like it's hard for you to start something and then you like get too heady about it and
it just feels bad all the time and it never really
all
gets
the time.
better.
Yeah, I feel that I really related to that. Like I do kind of different type of art and creation, but like whenever I do music, I'm like, I just did an album and I'm like, I like doing it, but then I'm like, oh, this sucks.
You just did a whole album?
Yeah,
That's
I
amazing.
brought you a copy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is for you.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
I was going to give it to you at the end, but and there's a sticker in there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's called Collage of the Mirage.
That's so great.
Yeah, I did the album cover, and I
Well,
did
if
all
you
the
finished
beats
a
and
whole
everything.
album and you're feeling bad about
I don't feel
yourself.
too well. I don't feel too well about it though.
Well, that's
Because I like what you're talking about. I instead of seeing the beauty in it, I see the flaws.
Well, yeah.
Like, why did I do? You
But
know,
at least you finished it.
Huh?
You finished it and you put it out there.
So, is that? Should we get a feel good through a sense of completion?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though.
It's like you took a, can I say swear words on this?
Can we?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
It's kind of like you took a shit. Not, I haven't heard your music, so
Yeah.
it might be like a really great shit or it might be a shitty shit. I don't know. And then, but at least you completed it.
I like that
And then
because it was in me.
you just had to shit it out. You were like,
Dude, that's gotta be a T-shirt or a sticker.
I mean, that's what
Will you remember that? What Lisa just said?
that's what
I
being an
like-
artist
Yeah,
is, isn't
it's
it?
like
It's like
it
you
just-
just gotta shit it out, whether
Yeah.
people like it or not. It doesn't matter. So you don't have
Yeah.
to worry about whether it's good or not.
I mean, do you relate to that a lot? I mean, like when you have an idea, because you're into comics,
Yeah.
and you have some awesome how do you come up with your animal characters?
I don't know. They
Do you dream them? Because you talk about dreaming.
Yeah,
too,
or
in
sometimes
that
I'll just watch like a nature documentary and like I'll be like, oh, a toucan, that's me, and I'll like make a character about it.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
Thanks.
And then so let's start from the beginning. Where are you originally? Where are you from?
I'm from Palo Alto, California.
Oh, in
Bay Area.
California. For some reason, I got the impression you're from like the East Coast.
I lived in New York for 5 years, but then I came back because I
want
missed
to talk
it.
about that too.
Yeah.
So when did you go to New York?
I went in 2009. I met my boyfriend.
In New York?
Yeah, and I like fell in love with him, and then I
Yeah.
moved back, and I was back in LA, and I was
How'd
like,
you meet
oh.
him? How'd you meet your?
He was roommates with one of my best friends, Raphael, who's the creator of BoJack.
Oh wow, the creator.
Yeah, so I went to New York to like stay with my buddy Raphael, and then I like fell in love with his roommate.
That's so cool.
so-
Can we give him a shout out real quick?
To my boyfriend,
Yeah, let's shout him out real quick.
Adam. This is for you.
Adam, you got a good one here. You gotta keep her, so treat her good, okay, Adam?
Yeah, he treats me pretty good.
Yeah, okay, damn right he does.
Puts up with a
He
lot.
should. Yeah. Is he a creator himself?
Yes, yeah, he's a
Is he a
comedian.
painter? Oh, he's a comedian.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to see his act sometime.
Oh yeah, he has
Yeah.
a show.
When?
Adam Ruins Everything. It's on
Adam.
it's on True TV.
Damn, you guys both have shows.
Yeah,
Netflix and True TV.
yeah.
Okay, and you got one. I don't want to spoiler alert, but you got another Netflix show called Two Cut and Birdie,
Yeah.
and with and then Ali Wong's.
Yeah, Ali Wong is in
Is
it.
involved,
and Tiffany
right?
Haddish is in
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, when you say you're kind of killing it in life right now,
Yes, for
Yeah.
the time being.
your mom and dad should be very proud.
They are proud.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they should be like, oh, she's good. Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
very they're happy.
Yeah. So what was it like living in New York?
It was good.
Mm-hmm.
I had like sort of an agoraphobic couple of years where I didn't want to leave the house.
What does that mean? Agoraphobic?
I didn't want to like go outside at all.
Oh, so
'cause
that's
I
a
was
real
like,
term?
Yeah, I was like afraid I would die or
It's like
like
a hermit, being a hermit.
kind of, yeah. And I was like afraid that like a subway train would hit me or something. I just like had a lot of weird worries and I didn't want to leave the house.
Where do those stem from? Like your childhood? Like when
I
did
have
you
no
start
idea.
feeling these things?
I think I've always been that way. I just like
But-
didn't like going outside.
I can relate to that.
Yeah.
When I used to smoke
When you
a lot
cross the threshold from like your home and your cave into the outside world, it's like
Yeah.
intense for a sensitive individual.
I hear that. Yeah, when I smoke marijuana, I'm sober now, but when I used to smoke a lot of weed, I would like want to not go anywhere. I would be afraid to leave.
Yeah, weed does that sometimes.
I was like afraid to leave. Like, and I got to where heady. Like, oh no, like I was paranoid of people
Yeah,
on the street or wherever. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I relate to that.
So it's difficult to live in New York, isn't it? Like,
It's
to
just
survive?
intense. Like as soon as you leave your house, there's no breathing room. It's kind of like people up in your
don't
space
like
all the time. But I did kind of learn to enjoy the density of it. And now I kind of miss it sometimes in LA.
Oh, it's like the realness, the way people treat each other. It's like
Yeah, I think it's healthy to kind of be with people all the time, and like you kind of have to accept each other, even though you're all different. And LA, you can kind of go for long stretches without being on top of someone.
I've asked other people this. Do you think New Yorkers are more like quote unquote real?
Ugh, I don't know.
Because they'll speak their mind, right? Because I know.
Yeah, but
I know
that could also be a synonym for rude. But, I mean, they say like
Jason agreed with you
like
when you said rude.
Californians can be a little passive aggressive, but we can also be polite. You know, it's like there's a real. We can also be a little more laid back, which I like.
Yeah,
like we're all working
in LA, in Los Angeles as well.
Yeah, in LA we're like all working as hard as people in New York, but like we're also like, okay, I need like my weekend. Like we're a little more.
I feel like I could be working harder.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm so down on myself today. I feel a bit.
It's okay. The way you feel.
I'm like questioning like why I'm even on this earth. Like,
oh man.
Like why am I?
Oh, you got it bad right now.
Why am I here?
That's okay. It'll pass.
That's why I like BoJack, because they kind of like they touch upon these topics, because you know he's a struggling actor, and then even the other characters like Prince Carolyn, like the cat is always like, I'm a manager today. Oh, I know what I could do. You know what I mean? Like she's always it's like
she's so driven.
Yeah,
but then,
she's so driven.
But then she's like in her 40s and she wants a family, but she can't balance it all. Yeah,
but you can't have and that's another theme. You can't have the best. Like even BoJack, the way he like drove off into like just away from everything, but you can't have. That's kind of metaphoric. You can't have your cake and eat it too, kind of like you can't be a successful actor and then you can't on the other side have like this other life where
you can't be perfect and tidy at everything. Yeah, some people make it look like you can, but those people
they're lying.
Hire other people to help them. Maybe.
Yeah,
they're rich. I don't know.
Yeah. It's a cool show like that.
Yeah.
I think it's real.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
I think so.
I kind of skipped ahead because that's like later on. Like
it's really a spoiler. I mean, I have like nothing to do with the writing of it, but I'm always really impressed by the writing.
No, but
I mean, that's all my buddy Raphael. Like,
I do the
drawings.
You do the drawing. That's very important.
Thanks.
The drawings.
Yeah.
The stuff in the background. You could do subliminal stuff in the background.
Yeah, like, that's all me. And then also Mike Hollingsworth, the supervising director. He's like the animation guy. He like knows how to make it all move, and he puts in all these crazy background jokes with animals and like.
Yeah. So spoiler alert. We're on BoJack. We're on BoJack.
We're on BoJack.
Yeah. We're on BoJack right now. What was it like to get that news? Like, oh, this is going to become an animated series on Netflix.
It was terrifying because I was used to like working by myself, or I'd worked in a studio with other people, but just on my own stuff.
Yeah.
And I hadn't like been in charge of other people, or like telling other people like how to draw in my style, or like I had to like suddenly kind of lead a team, and it was a big learning curve. I wasn't.
Did you have like a panic attack?
Yeah, so many.
Like
there were like
at the studios?
Yeah, there were times I like had to just step outside and go for a walk around the block and cry real quick and then come back.
Oh, you actually did that?
Oh yeah, totally.
So that's like one of the main, that was like the main difficulty when you first started like working collectively.
Yeah, just
cohesively with these other
and like
creative heads.
Being on a TV production is just like being part of a machine. You're not, it's no longer like only you
your
and
idea.
you're like, you have to kind of set your ego aside, which is hard for me sometimes.
Me too, because I could relay it. I could relate it to me being in my band.
Oh yeah.
There's so many other people. So opposed to me doing the solo album.
Yeah.
It was quite difficult for me to. I know it's constructive criticism on their part, but I thought there's nights where I took it too personal.
Yeah.
Like, they're ruining my idea. I don't want to.
It's good to have both, don't you think? Like, it's good to have like a collective thing that you're doing, and then also like your own.
I mean, do you think it's more healthy?
I think it's healthy because you learn how to function with other people and be like a healthy functioning adult, but then you have to go back to your cave by yourself to like get in touch with what you personally are as an artist, like, and what you care about. So you think
it's a healthy balance?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still figuring it out.
Me too. I think that's, as a creative person, I think that's like my most difficulty is taking one creative criticism to
Yeah.
kind of like mending their ideas within my idea, and
Yeah.
then it's like no longer mine.
Yeah.
Everyone is throwing their little jelly bean in the jar. Like,
Yeah.
no, this is not your jar, Steve.
But
It's
hopefully
everyone's
their
jar.
jelly beans are making it a better jar. Yeah.
I need to be more accepting of that process.
Because otherwise it's just like all popcorn flavored jelly beans, and maybe you want some like coconut ones or whatever.
right.
Like you want like a little bit, and then it's like a more diverse like
Can
jar.
I be honest with you, Lisa?
Yeah.
I feel like I want to control the jar.
Yeah. That's normal.
That's selfish?
Well, but that's natural.
Huh?
That's
As
normal.
humans?
Yeah.
So
we all
this
want to
is
control the jar.
I think it's like just so you.
I mean, that's why I made my own show, because I wanted to control the jar.
Right. Oh, is that why you did it?
Yeah.
So, Two Cut and Birdie is your.
That's my show.
That's your baby.
Yeah.
Because of working on BroJack Horseman.
Yeah, I was like, I want my own.
Okay.
By the way, Raphael,
yeah.
who created BoJack, is still a producer on Tuca and Birdie, so he helped me a lot. He like
Yeah.
taught me how. He's like, this is
process.
this is how you write a script. This is like,
Oh, he taught you all that?
Yeah, he's like-
So shout out to Raphael.
yeah. Shout out to Raphael.
Shout out to Raphael. What's his last name?
Bob Waxberg. He's a great friend.
Dude, that's
He's
the
like-
homie.
I love
He
him.
hooked it up.
I love him.
Right.
He was like, here's an act break. Here's like an A story, a B story. Like he taught me all that stuff.
And then he really he like aided to your life, right? Like he like really shined some light on your skills. And didn't he come up with the whole idea of BoJack or?
Yeah. But it was like sort of, he was looking at some of my drawings when he came up with the character.
Oh, and he liked your drawings.
Yeah. So it was like, those were kind of part of it. We went to high school together. So
Oh, that's your high school friend.
Yeah. So we're
Do you
old
watch
friends.
BoJack? Yeah. Who's your favorite character on BoJack, Jason?
Damn, dude, I'm not
Todd.
qualified to say.
Todd's like the hipster kind of mooch.
He's kind of, he's a mooch.
Yeah, but he's
like
always-
he's like a loafer,
But he's still kind of,
but he's a sweetie.
and he still has ideas.
yeah.
Like he wants to, maybe I could do my own festival or,
Yeah.
that type of thing,
He
right?
really goes out and does a lot.
yeah. I really relate to the characters. Like I like that.
Yeah,
it's
he was
real.
like one of the ones Raphael came up with from the start. I think it was like
Yeah.
somewhat based on a friend of his, but
Yeah.
yeah.
What's the most enjoyable or rewarding thing about working on something like BoJack Horseman?
I really like doing the character designs. And like,
do?
yeah, I love like coming up with like a ridiculous costume or like when I'm drawing like Sextina Aquafina, like coming
Yeah,
up with her
yeah.
crazy outfits. Like it just like really brings me joy.
So would you say, as far as your creative process, you need to have like kind of an emotional like kind of bond with it to like you have to be excited to do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why Bryce keeps looking this way. He keeps looking at me. Oh, okay. I know why Bryce just looked at me, because now it's time for our sponsor, Mint Mongoose.
Ooh.
This is actually for you. Mint Mongoose jewelry.
For me?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So,
Should I open it?
Valentine's Day. Yeah, just get. I'll tell you when.
Okay.
Valentine's Day is coming up. All ladies love jewelry.
All of them.
So we want to
Literally
tell
every
you about
woman.
our sponsor, Mint Mongoose, which is actually owned by Steebee Weebee fans.
What?
The fans who watch this actually buy the jewelry. So thank you for that, guys. Mint Mongoose is the best, least expensive, high quality monthly jewelry subscription box out there. And so that's your box. Each month send a special lady in your life 3 high quality pieces of jewelry according to her style preference for just $12 shipping. In addition to the monthly shipment, you'll also receive a special gift every 3 months, like a wallet, nail polish, or a pair of sunglasses.
Oh.
And 25 to 50% off the items in the mintmongoose.com online shop. So please support the Steebee Weebee Show by heading over to www.mintmongoose.com and use code STEVE to get your first box of jewelry for just $10 with free shipping. Let's see what let's see what's in there.
Should I open it?
Yeah. I have scissors too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I run the packaging. Oh. There you go.
This has become an unboxing video. Ooh, it comes with a Werther's original.
Ooh, Werther's Original. I love this candy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's here.
Yay, it's here. Thank you. Mint Mongoose. You got that, Jay? Okay. It says, yeah, it's here. Be sure to share photos or videos of your new favorite Mint Mongoose jewelry pieces with the tag. Ooh, this is important. With the hashtag Mint Mongoose to be entered to win a free month. Did you get that? Hashtag Mint Mongoose.
It comes with a couple.
Oh, it comes with a bubble wrap. Okay. That's yours, you know. So you glad you came? That's yours.
I'm glad I came.
That's yours. You get free jewelry tonight.
Ooh, look at that.
Look at that. That's beautiful. It's a silver.
It's a tube on a chain.
It's a tube on a chain. It has a beautiful. Ooh, look. I think those are. It's a mongoose or mongoose footprints.
Yeah.
That's cute. Wouldn't you say? You could get this for your lovely lady this Valentine's Day. Okay, guys.
Matching earrings.
Matching earrings as well.
So these are tubes.
Whoa! It's cool tube. They're like silver.
They're like silver noodles.
Yeah, silver noodle series. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Mint Mongoose. So make sure, guys, to support the Steebee Weebee Show by heading over to www.mintmongoose.com and use code Steve to get the first box of jewelry for just $10 with free shipping. So there you go. And that's
Nice.
for you.
Thank you.
That's your brother's original.
Thank you.
Now back to you. Wow. How did you I'm going to go back and forth. How did you get into comics and drawing and horses?
I have been drawing comics since I was like 6 years old.
Really?
Yeah, I found a comic I drew when I was like 6 or 7, and it's animal people wearing like patterned sweaters and like talking about their love lives. So it's.
Did you grow up with animals?
I had a cat growing up.
Yeah.
I started taking horseback riding lessons when I was 8, and then I was like, up until then I was like, cats. I love cats, and then after that I was like, oh my god, horses.
Well, what is it about? I have this written down. This is the first. What is it about horses that intrigued you at such a young age?
I really don't know. It feels a little bit like a parasite got in my brain, and
it's just like a horse parasite.
Yeah.
Because you wrote on the XOXO thing, the interview, you wrote there's a letter you wrote to your teacher or something.
Yeah.
And you're like, what did it say? It
was like, I want to be famous for drawing horses.
Just to let you know, I really, really love horses. Like, you kept saying you love horses. Yeah.
Here's the most important thing about me. I was like 11, like a little too old.
Wow. And then did you? And so that came when you rode your first horse? Or?
Yeah. I was like taking lessons, and then I took lessons on and off for years. I would stop because I got scared or I'd have an accident, and then I'd go back a couple years later, and then I didn't ride for like 15 years, and then I went back recently and got back into it.
Fans of like any horse shows like Mr. Ed or like the Black Stallion?
I loved the Black Stallion. Yeah, I like.
Describe to the viewers, because it's kind of a classic story. Describe what the Black Stallion is. It's a book, and
it's
then
a
there's
book series by Walter Farley, and then there's a movie that's like beautiful. I think it was directed by Francis Ford Coppola.
I think I cried.
It's gorgeous.
Dude, have you guys seen that?
There's like a black stallion.
I gotta revisit that. No, I saw it as a kid.
He like runs back and forth on the beach, and it's just like so beautifully shot and like kind of slow, but like very artsy.
Francis Ford Coppola directed it?
I believe so. And then
can you look that up, Jay? Just to
let's verify that fact. Because I'm not totally.
Because if it's a different director, I want to give him the credit as well.
Good point.
So do you remember? I just remember seeing that as a kid.
Yeah.
And then that grabbed you.
Yeah, I like that. I like Black Beauty too. Yeah. There was like a Black Beauty movie that Danny Elfman scored that was really good. I
love Oingo Boingo.
Yeah. And
Did you grow up with Oingo Boingo?
I didn't get into Oingo Boingo until later, but I loved his scores for like Tim Burton movies.
Yeah, but Oingo Boingo was before all that, right?
I know, yeah.
Because I remember I had the tapes in the Gray Matter and Only a Lad.
Yeah.
Do you like guys? Are you guys Oingo Boingo fans?
I'm embarrassed. I've never heard of it.
This is good.
You can't say that to him on a day like this when he's having a bad day. You're going to trigger him.
Boingo?
Also, bad news. I don't think Coppola directed it.
Who directed it?
It's freezing up. My phone just ran out of battery.
I gotta look.
You know what? We're discussing this during our business meeting tomorrow.
Shoot.
Weird science.
No.
Wingull Boingo. They did like the music for the movie Weird
She
Science.
blinded me with science.
No, Weird Science. It's a totally different.
That's Thomas Dolby.
Couldn't tell you, man.
Okay, I'll get over it. But will you guys do me a favor? Like, you don't have to do it when you go home, but sometime this month, go to Spotify and listen to a couple Wingull Boingo songs. I grew up; they're a great group.
This movie was produced by Francis Ford Coppola, but it was directed by Carol Ballard. And I am amazed. I did not know this movie was directed by a female director. Oh no, it's a man. Okay, never mind. I read Carol and I thought it was a woman, and I got really excited because there aren't that many female directors, especially in the 70s.
One of my favorite movies of all time. It was a female director. Guess what movie it is? And I'm gonna give you a hint. Tom Hanks was in it. There's a trivia thing.
Oh.
Philadelphia.
I was going to guess Point Break, but Tom Hanks isn't in that. But it is a female director.
Tom Hanks is in it. And
is it the upcoming movie directed by Mariel Heller?
It's a very
about
old.
Mr. Rogers?
It's a movie I think it was in the 80s.
Splash?
Big.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? You just redeemed yourself.
Who directed it?
Penny Marshall.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Dude, that was a great... Have you seen that movie?
Big is so good.
Big
and it
is
holds
so...
up. It holds up. I watched it
you
recently.
You can watch it anytime.
Anytime. And
So
it's got like a creepiness to it that I really like.
Like, what do you mean? Like,
well, it's weird.
Shimmy, shimmy, Cocoa Puff, shimmy, shimmy.
Well, he grows.
The song?
He's a child in an adult's body, and he dates an adult woman. It's weird.
Yeah, it is kind of weird.
That's weird, but I like it.
Explain to the viewers, because a lot of our viewers are like millennials or maybe even younger.
You gotta watch Big.
Yeah, tell the viewers what Big is and how great of a movie it is.
They know Big.
Have you seen Big, Bryce?
Everybody knows Big.
Oh
my God, Bryce.
Dude, he's about to get fired.
How old are you?
Tonight.
You just had a
You're
birthday.
About to get fired tonight, dude.
I am so embarrassed myself.
How old are you?
I just turned 33.
Oh, what?
So.
Okay, I'm 35. I'm not that much older.
Have you seen Have you seen Big? No. Tom Hanks.
It is primo Tom Hanks, and okay, he makes a wish. He wishes he were an adult. He's like 13, right?
Zoltar machine.
At the Zoltar machine.
It's a Zoltar machine.
And it grants his
wish.
wish.
He goes to carnival and he makes a wish.
And then he wakes up and he's an adult, and he has like a adult
big,
job.
Yeah.
And it's just great. It's fun.
There's a lot of movies that kind of try to replicate that.
Yeah.
Like, remember Vice Versa?
No.
Vice Versa. Or what's the other one with Lindsay Lohan? Freaky Friday.
Oh, yeah.
So that's all in homage to Big. It wasn't Big the first movie that did that?
There was a Freaky Friday before there was a Big.
There was a Freaky Friday before. That was
there was
remake.
like an old Disney movie, yeah.
So Big kind of got the idea from Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
I still love Big.
I love it. I love
Big is number
I love
one.
any kind of switching. Oh, there's a new one coming out soon with like Issa Rae and this young actress who seems really great, and they do like there's like a switcheroo that happens in there.
Yeah.
I love switching.
Those are fun movies.
Switching is great.
Dude, how great is Tom Hanks? Has he held up over the years?
He seems really good. He seems like a nice man.
Top 3 Tom Hanks movies.
I like Catch Me If You Can, even though his accent in it is atrocious.
I haven't seen that one.
Oh, that is a movie you can watch anytime.
I haven't seen that one.
It's Leonardo DiCaprio. Martin Scorsese directed it, so you know it's a hoot.
I saw bits and pieces of it.
It's so fun.
Okay, so Catch Me If You Can.
The Burbs.
The
Burbs.
That's an old school one.
That's
too.
old school.
Burbs.
It's like he just has weird neighbors. It's funny and weird. I don't know. What's my big? I mean, it's gonna be big. Yeah.
Mine is Saving Private Ryan.
No, too serious.
And
I don't like war movies.
Big and Splash. Isn't Daryl Hannah?
Yeah.
Is Daryl Hannah in it?
Yeah. She's a mermaid.
So for those of you who don't like, we're talking like in prehistoric terms. It's really showing our age, but I don't care. Those are great movies.
They're
80s
good.
movies were great.
Yeah, I think 1988 was the best year for movies.
John Hughes all day.
There was like
Have you seen this?
there was like the Indiana Jones movies were around then.
Yeah.
And then like Working Girl,
Have you seen this movie?
Some Kind of Wonderful. No, let me see. You're holding upside down.
Oh,
Oh, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. So
the
good.
guy in the middle is an artiste. Eric Stoltz.
Eric Stoltz.
He played.
I was more of a James Spader person, but
remember,
and Jennifer Jason Leigh. I love her.
Yes, she's awesome.
I
in it.
love her.
If you haven't seen this movie, guys, have you seen this? Hold up, Bryce.
This is not my night.
I haven't seen this one. Oh, he just broke it.
It's a great movie.
I gotta see that.
Yeah.
And that's
but anyway,
from the
Eric
80s.
Stoltz. He played Rocky Dennis in the movie Mask with Cher and who was it? Sam Elliott.
Oh, I love Sam Elliott. He's so good.
How great is Sam Elliott?
He's great.
All this stuff we're talking about isn't in the notes.
Doesn't matter.
This is just organic. Organica 101.
No, we rehearsed this
not
before.
in here.
This is all scripted.
Yeah. And that was like, we've been spending 10 minutes just on 80s themes, right? Okay, since we're on it, what are some of your favorite 80s movies?
I mean,
That's definitely one of mine.
I mentioned before, but I like the Indiana Jones movies. I like the Back to the Future movies. I like Working
Raiders
Girl.
of the Lost Ark or Temple of Doom?
I
Or The
like
Last Crusade.
Last Crusade.
Last Crusade. And Sean Connery. How can you not like Sean Connery?
So great.
How many movies has Sean Connery been in?
That's like the only
Too
movie
many.
I really know him in. Like, I never was a Bond person or like,
Wasn't he in The Highlander?
I never saw it.
Highlander?
Was he in that?
I don't know. I mean, can you look? Oh, your phone died.
The rest of this is
Yeah.
just gonna be you naming movies and they're shaking their heads
Bryce,
like
please look it up because
Bryce has never
that's like
seen-
3 strikes already.
Bryce has never seen a single movie.
Boingo, boingo. God, he doesn't know that. He doesn't know so many things. You know, we're gonna have to have a meeting.
I'm sorry, Bryce. I didn't mean to.
But the thing is, Bryce is still the best.
didn't mean
Bryce
to-
is still the best.
Yeah.
Bryce is still.
I didn't mean to
best.
roast
Yeah.
you, Bryce.
So do you? Okay, speaking of 80s, I just came up with this. Do you grab any inspiration from 80s things that you've watched in the past, like some of your comic characters?
I think it's just a part of my DNA where I'm not even like knowing that I'm grabbing that inspiration. It just is something I like. I just like the pacing of movies back then too.
It's more like story and dialogue based. It's like there's no CGI.
The Ghostbusters movies. Those were
Oh,
also good.
Ghostbusters, dude. Bill
So
Murray.
Good.
Bill Murray. They remade that, you know.
I know.
Did you watch the remake?
Yes.
Which one did you like better, the original or the remake?
I mean, the original.
Yeah.
It was a better movie.
Which is
I'm
the
sorry,
one,
Paul
yeah,
Feig,
no.
but
Which is one where the
I like-
painting comes alive, like the painting.
Vigo.
Vigo.
Yeah, Ghostbusters 2.
That's 2.
I like grew up on that movie.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you can't
I
compare
remember
that to the new
I remember
one.
that character.
But I really liked Kate McKinnon in the new one. I thought her character was fantastic, and Melissa McCarthy was so
yeah,
great.
yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah. I like those
Do you
actresses.
think they are doing too many like remakes of movies lately?
Yeah.
Don't you think they're kind of overdoing it?
It just seems
Like,
a little
what happened to
boring.
the original ideas. How do you
Yeah.
come up with your original characters? Like your character. Like,
I mean,
what
I just-
happened to original ideas?
It's just like it based them loosely on my life, but I don't know. For some reason, it's easier to get audiences to pay to go see remakes. So that's why they make them, because they make money.
Stephen King's It.
Hmm.
I grew up with one in the on VHS.
I haven't
tape.
seen any
Yeah.
of those. I don't like scary movies.
Oh, Pet Cemetery. They're remaking Pet Cemetery, friend.
They should remake all of Peter Jackson's old movies, like Dead Alive, and
yeah. So
But
why
you
not
couldn't-
horror? Why not horror?
it just I have too many like violent, scary thoughts to begin with, and horror just puts them more back in my brain, and I need to get them out, not put them in.
That's my favorite.
I like have violent nightmares and stuff.
You do?
Oh yeah,
Sleep paralysis?
no, just scary images.
Like
Lots-
demonic?
No, lots of like blood and gore and just
Gore?
horrible accidents and like
So you have-
airplane crashes and
You
stuff.
have dreams of that? Mm-hmm. Wow, that's horrific.
It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. But yeah, it's kind of cool too, right? Now,
I get a lot of ideas from
Yeah, no, I want to get dream journals. Do you do that?
I don't usually keep track, but when I don't write them down, I forget them immediately. So, and I think dreams are like a little boring, like they don't mean anything. But then when I write them down, they always make their way into my stories. So like, there's like parts of Tuca and Birdie, the show I'm working on, that came straight out of dreams I've had.
Yeah. Can I give you my theory on like dreams in general?
Of course.
I feel like the dream world or certain dream worlds are like we astral travel to a real other place, and then just for for a moment, but it's like similar to Earth. Like it's like a different dimension. But then we just come back.
Is that where deja vus happen too?
I think so.
Oh my God, those are so creepy.
Because I've had too many dreams where I'm like, this is too familiar. It's too reminiscent of Earth. Of the It's like a darker reality. It's like, do you agree or am I crazy?
No, that sounds. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it.
Yeah. I mean, have you had dreams where you feel like it's a place similar to this?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
but
I've had
in the future too?
Yeah,
like
or in
Blade
the
Runner type?
It always feels like the present, like it's happening to me in that moment. And then I wake up and it's not, but it feels so real.
It feels so real.
So real.
Yeah. Now, I'll admit this right now. Sometimes, like when I woke up at 5:30 p.m. tonight, in my defense, I feel like maybe a part of me liked that world better. Yeah. And I didn't want to come back here.
Were you having those like deep, dark, kind of goopy dreams where you're like trying to wake up and you're not letting yourself like...
I chose to stay.
I took a crazy nap yesterday. I was having a bad day. I was so tired and I was just like, I can't anymore. So I took a nap and then I had those dreams it was like I kept I was passed out on the street and I was drugged and I kept trying to get up and make my way home, but I couldn't because I was too drugged and it was terrifying. But it was like
much codeine or something.
Yeah, but it was like my body was like, no, you're not done sleeping yet. It was terrifying. It did feel a little like sleep paralysis.
So as far as the concept of death or what happens during death, this is what I would prefer. I would love my death because we're all going to die. I would like to prefer my death.
It'd be great if you could choose.
Where it's like sleep, where it's like I'm sleeping, but it's so like the transition's so natural where I'm like, I'm just at a different place, but you just don't wake up.
That'd be so ideal. Yeah. We all want that.
So do you think that's the best way to die?
Yeah, because it's so cozy. You're just like, I'm just going to bed. And then you just don't wake up. Yeah.
That's the best way to pass.
It sucks for everyone else who's still alive. But for you, it's like...
Yeah. What's the worst way to pass?
Where you're like in terrible pain and you know you're going to die for a very long time before you die.
Or buried alive.
Yeah.
That's really bad.
Exactly.
There's a movie like that, Serpent in the Rainbow. I think John Carpenter's Serpent in the Rainbow, where it's like... They're on this drug when they wake up. They're like, it's too late. They're like already.
Oh, I hate that so much.
Or they think they're dead, but they bury them alive.
Do you worry about that with earthquakes in LA? That like your building will collapse and you'll just be buried under rubble and you'll be like, help, but they won't hear you. They won't hear you.
And the horrific thing is that probably happened. That happened during 9/11. That happened.
Totally.
That happened.
It happens all the time.
It happens all the time. So
that's why I take my phone with me everywhere. I'm just like,
right.
I mean, you might not get a signal, but just in case.
Okay, since we're on this, this is not written and this is organic too, the way this came up. My 3 worst ways of dying is getting eaten by, like, in the ocean.
Oh, eaten by a shark?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so
Either
scary.
Eaten by a shark
I have
or
a lot
like
of dreams.
drowning in the middle of the ocean.
I have a lot of dreams about that.
Buried alive, or maybe what you're saying, like under rubble where like no one knows you're there.
Yeah.
So do you think those are maybe the top, like those are pretty scary ways of dying, right?
Those are all scary. I really don't want to die in a car crash, but it's most likely, probably.
Like a car crash where you crash and you're in pain and you're like, oh, like I'm in pain.
That would be awful. I don't want to die in any car crash. I just think it's very traumatic all around.
That's got to be up top 5.
Because it'll happen so suddenly and then it sucks. I hate it. You can't control it either. It could happen at any moment.
Getting shot or...
That would suck too, yeah.
Because you're like, oh, and then you're like... And then there's the whole... I'm sure that's not it, but, And then
you touch your head and you're like... Oh no!
It's the awareness of the whole experience.
But then at least maybe you're in shock, so it doesn't hurt right away. But you're like, oh boy, this is gonna suck later, and I hope I don't die. But then you probably do. Yeah.
Now, the only way I could deal with that is if like I get drugged.
Yeah.
Like I'd say, like those like those war movies, like the morphine.
Yeah.
Like, just give me the morphine.
Yeah.
So you don't feel anything, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't feel so. Yeah, so yeah, getting shot.
I'm worried I'll die of like a mountain lion attacking me. I mean, that would be cool. It'd be the coolest way to die. Especially if I'm out like riding a horse, like in the mountains, right? Like around Griffith Park, and then like a mountain lion pounces on me for a butt
while you're on the horse
and kills me. That would be awesome. But it would suck.
Bryce agrees.
Yeah, that's a great way to go.
But it'd be a good way to go.
Because
And,
there'll be an
especially for me,
article written about you.
super poetic. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
actually happened. Have you seen this documentary called The Grizzly Man?
Yeah.
This guy dies from a grizzly bear. Have you seen this documentary?
I haven't watched it. I know
Dude,
it's
it's
cool.
hard to
I
watch.
don't, it makes me too sad. It's like watching a snuff film. Like I just can't.
It's similar to like on some BoJack. This guy was in Hollywood. He was close to getting a huge acting role.
Yeah.
And at the very end, they picked the other guy.
Oh.
So he's like, I'm going to Alaska and I'm living with the bears and I'm documenting my time with the bears. So it's on some BoJack tip.
Yeah.
But this is real.
Yeah,
And-
but it's also like human hubris, like thinking that you can go live with bears and it's going to turn out okay for you. Like you can't trust bears.
No, at all.
Yeah, never trust a big animal. Like
The most horrific part in that documentary is they have audio.
they have
of
a
it,
recording, yeah.
of him trying to.
And
find,
Werner Herzog listens to it, and then he tells the wife like that she should never hear it, that they should destroy the tape.
Yeah,
right?
so you have seen
I've
it.
read all about it. I'm not going to
How do
watch
you know
it.
that part then?
Because I read about it. I'm not going to watch it.
Oh yeah, because they have the audio of it.
Yeah.
He's trying to fend off this big grizzly bear with like pans, and you know what? I would just submit.
They're just too big.
Yeah, I would just probably roll into a ball.
Yeah.
How do you fight off a bear?
Animals that are large, like they just have so much more power than you'd even think.
Yeah.
I'm talking about horses again.
Horses. Would you rather get eaten by a mountain lion, a bear, or would you rather get bit by the most venomous snake on this planet?
Ooh, snake would be awful.
I hate snakes.
I like them, but I don't want one to be on me or biting me. I don't know, whatever goes fastest, I guess.
Yeah.
Because a bear, it's like disemboweling you, probably. So that's no fun.
Yeah, and you're aware of it.
Yeah.
The poison from any kind of poison, like my fear is like spiders too, like a black widow.
You're not likely to die from a black widow bite. Very unlikely.
Oh, you're not.
They're not as poisonous as people think.
Oh, okay.
They're all over LA too. They're all over.
Have you seen a black widow?
Yeah, they're in my garage.
Have you guys?
They're
dealt with
everywhere.
them?
If you walk on the streets at night, you can see like down by the ground, they make these triangular webs, up against street lamps and stuff. So if you see a triangular web with a black spider, that's a black widow. And they make these egg sacs that are round. But if they have spikes on the outside, that's a brown widow, and that's not as poisonous.
Dang, how do you know so much about spiders?
Because they frighten me, and I like to learn about things that frighten.
What's the most poisonous spider on the planet?
It's probably in Australia.
Brown recluse?
No, there's like, I think there's one in Australia, and it's like I forget what it's called, but that one's bad. All the most poisonous things are in Australia.
Yeah. Scorpion?
Ugh.
That's a fear, yeah.
Those are scary.
Yeah. So
Again,
what,
probably won't kill you. Probably
But you
won't.
could die from a venomous spider, right?
It would take days.
Or what about a snake?
A snake, yeah. But even if it's a rattlesnake, unlikely to kill you.
God, that's I throw that on
Unless
my
you're
list.
like really
Yeah.
out there, like away
Yeah.
from anyone that could, you've got hours and hours.
Yeah. God, this is great. This is great because this is not written, and we're talking about like Nat Geo stuff. I love it. So, God, how do we get off? I don't understand how we got off topic that severely.
We were talking about dreams and nightmares and ways of dying.
Yeah,
You want to
ways
die
of
in your
dying,
sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Do you think this is appropriate for the internet? Like, what do you think, Bryce? Because there's some dark.
This is real.
This is dark issues. Yeah.
Everyone can relate to this. Everyone thinks about death,
Yeah.
right?
Okay, so since we're on death, what happens?
When you die?
yeah.
Oh God, I don't know.
What's wishful
I think-
thinking? What would you hope happens when you die? When you pass?
I honestly think you just die and there's just nothing, and you don't have a consciousness at all.
That's it.
But I'm like,
Humans collectively don't want to believe that because of our ego.
it's too scary. Yeah, it's too scary and you can't really think of yourself as not thinking, right, or not existing. Like it doesn't
Yeah.
make sense to us. But yeah, I don't think anything happens at all.
Can I tell you what I think happens?
Yeah.
I think that firstly we are on this grid, a prison planet, and I think that it has to do with Saturn and the moon. symbols of Saturn. Look at the way Bryce is looking at me.
Is this astrology?
Symbols of Saturn. Yeah.
Are you reading my horoscope right now?
Kinda. It's due to like my weird, just fear. I feel like symbols of Saturn can bind us, like the way we have, like when you get married, you have the ring around your finger. When you graduate from college, you have the cube, like the Saturn. I think that these symbols like kind of bind us to this grid, and I think that once you die, you get recycled, and they do a memory wipe. And you go into another body.
Oh, so you get reincarnated
over and over. It's like a bad Twilight Zone where you go. It's like an endless cycle.
You don't have a memory of a previous body,
No, you
so it's
don't.
not too bad, honestly.
So you wouldn't mind that?
Are you another human? Or are you like a fly or whatever?
You could be a fly,
Oh,
or
that's
you
cool.
could be a deer.
Could you be a plant?
You could be a plant. I wouldn't mind being a tree.
That'd be cool.
I'll choose a tree for life.
Trees are not having it so great right now, maybe, but like
Yeah.
a tree a couple hundred years ago would be great.
Well, a tree that doesn't get cut down or like burnt down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you like that idea better than once we die, that's it? It's poof, you're gone and no consciousness or
I don't
soul?
know. I mean, I guess it's comforting to think you could continue to exist in some way. But I mean, you are like, because your body is feeding some sort of ecosystem, right? Like either you get incinerated and then there's ashes somewhere, or like you get buried and then things are eating you or whatever.
Yeah. Now, as far as your...
or you can donate your body to science.
that'd be nice. That'd be a nice
My
gesture.
boyfriend just did that and he showed me the papers and I was like sort of horrified, but like...
No, that's a great...
But it is good. It's great.
Dude, he's a keeper as well.
He's very generous.
Yeah, he's very generous.
I know I should do it too, but
Yeah.
it's just you care about what happens to you when you die, even though it doesn't matter. You think like, I don't want my organs to be harvested and whatever, used for experiments. But like,
Would you want to be cremated or buried?
I think it doesn't matter. Whatever's,
What about you guys?
Whatever's easier for whoever's alive and dealing with me.
Cremated, like would they take your ashes? Where would you want your ashes to go? If you were cremated, where would you want your ashes to be put? Like in a vase somewhere? Or?
My grandma's ashes were sprinkled around a blue spruce, which is her favorite kind of tree, and I think that's really nice.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if the ashes are good for the tree or not, but I think there's something really nice about that.
That's a good one. But the ocean would be nice too.
The ocean's also nice. And
Right?
then fish are like, num num num.
Yeah. Oh, your fish could eat. You'd be fish food.
Yeah. Something's eating you.
Wow, this episode I love because it turned it out so dark.
I think it's like kind of optimistic.
What, death?
Yeah, I think it's like accepting it. It's like, whatever, you could be in the ocean, then fish will eat you, or like, it's like there's some kind of continuity to it.
And going back to BroJack, you guys deal with stuff like that as far as like your purpose and the significance of your life and like the things you do, like that BroJack or any of the other characters do, right? Like, why am I doing this? Does it even matter?
Yeah.
And so, do you think us as humans, I deal with it, right? Like, like why am I? Like, what's the use?
I think it gets hard when you're an artist and you're like, why am I putting this stuff out there? Why does it matter? But
you talked about that in your XOXO interview as well. You started with that actually.
Yeah.
Didn't you? Like, so let's talk about that. Like, so when did you start feeling these things of like the significance of your work?
I don't remember ever not feeling that way, where you're just like, well, I'm just kind of putting stuff out there to entertain myself and entertain people around me, and I hope people like it, and it's just sort of for the brief time that I'm here.
Yeah. This is a fun way of thinking about your craft and your art too. Going back to death, like when you die, at least you could say, well, at least I left something behind.
Yeah. Well, that's why some people have children, because they're like, oh, this is a part of me, but it's not. It's just another person.
Yeah.
And then, I think my art feels similar, where it's like, well, I want to propagate. I want to put it out there in the world and spread my art seed around and have people see it.
Now, do you think, since you're on the topic of releasing your art to the universe, do you think in some way karmically that comes back to you? Like, do you think that affects your future? I want to say it does. Well, wishful thinking, but I want to say it does.
I mean, it's nice when it like affects other people and they relate to it and it makes them feel good, or like it entertains them, or it keps them company when they're having a bad day. That's cool.
Wow. Yeah. I'd like to think that.
Yeah.
Because at least with that mind state, it could drive you like what you're talking about, at least completing the project.
Yeah.
Because I know with me, because I'm my worst critic, I could be like, I mean, went through this the other day because I was I was making new music, and then I had an epiphany. I'm like, why the hell am I making new music?
Yeah.
I just did this album, and no one cares. And I got upset at myself.
Yeah.
I was like, what's the purpose? Why?
That's just part of the process, is asking that question and then getting upset and then just continuing.
Yeah.
Because if you don't continue, then what else are you gonna do? Like,
I'm gonna feel worse because I'm not doing anything.
yeah.
I'm sleeping all day.
Yeah.
You know?
So I think feeling bad is kind of helpful to an extent.
So it's part of the process.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, at least for me, I still feel bad every time I make stuff.
What happens to a person once they stop creating?
I don't know. Are they of value still?
I don't know. I just came up with that. I mean, because that's like a personal fear of mine.
That frightens me because...
That frightens me.
Well, like the last couple months, I haven't felt like drawing at all. Like I don't want to sit down and draw, and I just haven't. And I've been...
But that's common, right, with artists, right?
Yeah, but I'm like sort of experimenting with, okay, so what's going to happen if I don't? Like...
Yeah, what happens?
Do I still have value as a person? I don't know.
Oh, so you're relating it to your worth as a human.
Yeah. Because if I...
But aren't they two different things? Or what do you think, Bryce?
An interesting question. It's a hard thing to answer.
It's a third. Yeah, it's hard.
I think I still have value to the people around me, whether or not I'm making art, but do I have value to myself? And that's a different question.
Do you have value to yourself?
I don't know.
So do you go through these things as well?
Yeah.
How do I love this. This is one of my favorite episodes. I love it. I love it.
We deep diving.
This is up there. This is up there for me personally, because it's like I don't go this deep with other guests.
Oh, really?
Do I?
I like to
So
just...
when's your next comedy special? Cool. How can they see you? Okay, so make sure go to the improv on January 13th. Check what's your social media. Okay, so anyway, what is the next show? Okay, cool. You got it. Boom, done.
No,
But
I like
this
to
is
go straight into the dark stuff because
this is
otherwise
like
I like
what happens when you die.
small talk, and then death and sex
Death.
and fucking
Purpose.
shitting out of shit.
Yeah. I love, dude. I gotta dap you up for that again. That's a great analogy because that's how we all feel.
What, the shitting?
Yeah.
Well, that's how I feel when I have to promote something. It's like I'm carrying around my turd that I made, and I would like to just leave it behind in the toilet, but instead I have to carry it around and be like, everybody, look at my turd. Like that's how.
So you think of
that's how promotion
your drawings
feels.
as turd?
Well, kind of. I mean, it's just something I.
Lise, come on. Lise, you got way more value.
No, I mean,
don't relate it to poo.
Well, sometimes I mean, that sounds.
Your drawings aren't poo.
No, that did seem too self-deprecating.
Because you talked about that.
I do delight myself with my own work. Like I like my work.
Yeah, damn right you do.
But a lot of it is like literally about shitting. So.
Dude, you're the producer and production designer for frickin' BroJack Horseman.
That's right.
You are on Netflix. Your art is on Netflix.
Yeah, that's weird.
How weird is that?
It's in other countries. That's strange too.
How weird
it's
is
being
that?
translated.
What does that make you feel like when you're watching the screen? We're watching NCAA wrestling.
Right
here.
now I'm watching wrestling.
You're watching Illinois versus Luke Fletcher wrestle Dylan
Whoa,
Duncan.
that was a crazy
so
move.
Just for you guys, just to update you guys, time.
Is dick kicking allowed in wrestling?
No, not in collegiate wrestling. Maybe in WWE or whatever it's called. But we've been watching wrestling the whole time you've been here.
I like looking
Yeah.
at their butts.
What was my question again? Because I was my mind went to wrestling. Because we were watching wrestling there. But I'm trying to. What was it? Do you guys remember what it?
BroJack Horseman.
Oh, what's it feel like?
Yeah, what's it feel like when you see your art direction on screen?
I feel strangely disconnected. Like I have to remind myself that, I helped make that. Like, because by the time it gets on screen, it's like it's gone through so many different hands. Like so many people have touched it. Like we have all the animators in South Korea who work on it, and then it comes back, and all the animators.
There's animators from my homeland.
Yeah.
There's animators from Korea.
A lot of the cartoon shows you see are animated in Korea.
Why Korea?
Because it's less expensive to have people animate stuff there, and because they're good at animation. So
I did not know that.
Yeah, the majority of animation gets done over there. Sometimes in Canada, but like a lot is done in Korea, and then it comes back and more is animated in the U.S. and they fix it and they retakes and lip sync and all this stuff. And
so their cost.
Yeah.
What do they give them? Like a jar of kimchi? Like, thanks for doing your animation. Like, here's a jar of kimchi.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
I know.
Yeah. At least hook them up a little bit, right?
I mean, they get paid.
Okay. That's good. That's all.
They work long hours, so it's
okay. Good.
It's a tough job, I think.
So how do you come up with your ideas on a weekly basis for something that's required from you for being on a Netflix show or whatnot?
My ideas?
Yeah, like how do you come up from dreams or just
my visual ideas? I mean, sometimes it's just like looking at stuff online, like even if I'm just looking at like a fashion blog or something, it's like, oh, I want to draw that. How can I make that interesting and change it so it's not just like drawing a photo? And then as far as my ideas for stories, a lot of it is just sort of thinly veiled autobiography, just things that have happened to me, but kind of mixed up, so it's not exactly what happened to me. And
just your home life growing up in
or like things that happened to me as a teenager, or like things that just happened to me the other day. Or
do you have brothers and sisters?
I have an older brother.
Oh, where does he live?
He's in LA.
Oh, what does he do?
He's an editor.
Oh, he's in the
He's in the biz. He's in the biz. He's in the industry.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then what do your folks think about like you guys both being out here?
They love it.
They love it, right?
Yeah, they're both scientists. They're like,
your dad's a scientist?
Yeah. And my mom too.
So that's where you get the brains. Your parents are scientists.
That's where I get my very matter-of-fact approach to life and death is from my parents working with like cancer cells and
will you do this tonight? I mean, you can't do it right now unless you want to call your dad up right now while we're on air, but just ask him what happens when you die. I want to know his opinion.
His answer would be very similar to mine. He thinks you just die.
You're gone.
Yeah.
You know what boggles my mind? That I could that makes sense to me, but to religions of the world,
I know
that's blasphemy, man.
We're very atheistic, and
But don't you think that way is more of a logical way of looking at life than like the God with the wings coming to save you? Or
yeah, but it's like whatever
Jonah
brings
and the whale
whatever
right?
brings you comfort, I think is fine. Like I'm not going to shit on.
I'm not. We can edit that. I'm not crapping on religion.
No.
If it aids your life and it makes you a better person, go for it.
If it causes you to judge others and hurt others,
don't do that.
Then I'm going to judge you.
Don't do that.
Don't. And that goes for atheists too. Like there's some fucking annoying atheists out there.
Yeah.
But it's like just let it go.
So the most logical explanation is that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
I
might be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that I know, but
what if like the moment of death you go into this wormhole and it's like this crazy DMT trip and there's like these trolls and like gnomes that greet you.
That'd
and
be
it's
so
like,
cool.
Like a candy land.
I'd be so delightfully surprised.
Yeah. And it's like endless worlds like that.
Yeah.
I would love for that to happen.
You'd think at least one person would be able to like somehow communicate to the living that that's what happens, but no one really has yet.
You know what would be the best afterlife? That, but you don't have to eat. You don't have to sleep. You have no responsibilities, but you could fly.
Yeah.
You could fly to other galaxies. Like you're like your own Star Trek Enterprise. And you could just, how in Star Trek they just discover other like races and like different alien races. And then you just do that forever.
Mine is just like, there's just a field full of animals and like all these horses and you can just ride any of them. And that's my
forever.
Yeah, that's my heaven.
And where do you live? Like in a luxurious barn?
Yeah, you just sleep in the barn with the horses.
Like a micro home barn. Like it's like Art Deco.
But there's like a pool.
Yeah. Speaking of barns and Art Deco, would you consider living in a micro home? Me and my girlfriend, we've been obsessed with micro homes and looking them up, off-grid micro homes, right, Bryce? I mean, are you familiar with this?
But I realize I'm tall and
You are tall.
Yeah, he's very tall. Yeah. Would you consider that though? It's cost effective.
Yeah,
for 30 or 40 grand.
It seems too small to me.
But
I like my space.
But you could make dope ones out of shipping containers.
I like that. Yeah.
They're shipping container
I like
homes.
modular.
You could insulate them.
Yeah.
You could put wooden floors in them. You could create stairs that go up to this other bunker. And
we did live in an apartment in the East Village for a while, and that felt like small home living. It was like 300 square feet or something. It was so small.
How much was rent?
Oh my God, you don't want to know.
Just say it.
You don't want to know.
Just
You
say
know,
it.
I can't tell you.
Just say it. Tell the viewers. Because this you might be saving them money.
Well, it's probably more now. It was 2,300 for like this tiny place, but it was in the East Village, and it was like a 5th floor walk up, no elevator.
What's
and
the big deal about the East Village?
We could see the Empire State Building and the Chrysler Building from our bedroom window.
All right. Is that near
and there were rats in it, and like the bathroom was leaking, the ceiling was leaking, and there was under construction the entire time. And then it was awful.
How do people survive living in New York City?
But it felt good while we were there. We were right in the East Village. Like we could walk to Tompkins Square Park every day, and it was so exciting. And when you live in Manhattan, you can walk like anywhere. I went on a run once where I like ran over the Pulaski Bridge. I was living in Greenpoint, over the Pulaski, over the Queensboro, all the way down, and then back over the Williamsburg Bridge. Like just you feel like you just own the world when you can do that. It
seems like you kind of want to live there again.
It's exciting, but I love to visit there. But then living there like all the time was hard.
It's hard.
It'd be great to
the winters, dude. Like the winters must be difficult.
They were endless.
God, I hate that. Cold. Yeah, I can't do that.
It was so cold.
I can't do that. Would you guys live in New York?
I'm from Massachusetts.
So you're from Massachusetts.
You can handle it.
So this is not. Yeah, that's.
But I'd rather live here.
Yeah.
Yeah. They say that we're all soft living here, because
I don't care.
but I don't care.
I don't care.
I'm like, we're dealing with fires and stuff. We have like fucking wildfires all the time. We're not soft.
Yeah. Can you picture yourself living and dying in Los Angeles though? I can't.
Live and die in LA.
That's right.
I don't know. I don't know where I'll end up.
Would you live in Big Bear?
Ooh.
Close, kind of like an hour and a half drive or whatever commute.
Yeah, I could maybe see living somewhere more remote like that when I get older.
I can too.
Not now.
Not now.
Right now, I kind of want to.
Oh, you're in the grind.
Yeah,
you're in the hut. You can't go anywhere. You need to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is great.
Yeah.
So what are your future goals? I mean, it seems like you're already on the right trajectory.
What are my goals?
With the Two Cut and Birdie. And that's going to be on Netflix.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know. I have to find out if I get another season of that. So I guess please watch it when it comes out, because then it'll get my numbers up.
Let's tell the viewers again.
Please watch Tuca and Birdie. I can't say when it comes out yet, but sometime this year.
It's Tuca.
Tuca.
Oh, Tuca Birdie.
Tuca.
I said Two Cut. I've been saying Two Cut the whole time. It's Tuca.
Tuca.
The Birdie.
Tuca and Bertie.
Tuca and Bertie.
Yeah, short for Roberta. Oh. But it sounds like birdie, like a bird.
When's that coming out again?
Pretty soon.
All right, I like that. It's pretty soon. Just look out for it on Netflix.
Please watch it. Help the algorithm,
Are you gonna are you working on a solo art show at all, or
no?
With
I would
all
like
the characters?
to.
Yeah, I think that'd be a great thing for you, because you have
really
so
been
many
asked.
comics and.
It's hard to get into that gallery scene,
Oh.
But I'd like to.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then we're doing on time. Is it an hour?
Hour and 3.
Hour and 3, buddy.
Yeah.
I told you it's easy.
Yeah.
Is there anything that we missed? Did you guys want to ask Lisa anything?
What do you think about computer
animation?
Yeah, like what do you think about 3D animation?
3D animation?
What do you think about 3D animation?
Think about 3D animation.
What's an example?
Reboot.
I don't know what that is.
Pixar.
Oh, I like it. Okay. I like more hand-drawn stuff. I'm kind of tired of like slick, smooth, shiny looking animation. I kind of miss the like grungy, gritty, hand-drawn 90s looking stuff.
I like that. I'm a fan of that too.
But I think it's like harder in a way, because you need to get someone who can really draw and like make everything match that style. Whereas now with the computer rendering, anyone can touch it and it'll look the same. It'll have that smooth look. But I miss the hand-drawn stuff.
Do you still hand draw, or do you use computer
I draw on the Cintiq, so I draw on a computer, but it is like my hand, you know.
Is that a program or is that the thing on like the iPad where you
That's
you
the
draw
tool, but I draw in Photoshop.
Oh. Is it difficult drawing in Photoshop?
No, you get used to it.
It's a learning curve.
It sucks at first, and you're like, it feels like I'm drawing with my left hand, and then it just looks like a normal. Wow. Like a lot of my drawings, people can't tell if they're drawn with pen and paper or computer.
That's how realistic these programs are?
Well, because like I use brushes that look like real ink and have like the properties of a real pen. Wow,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's crazy. It's so cool you could do that nowadays.
Yeah, it helps. It helps like because then you can make quick changes like
and color
the color
too.
just boom boom boom. Yeah.
Granulation, color, shading.
Yeah.
You could do all that with the added effects, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm impressed. Good questions, guys.
Yeah.
Good questions. What do you mean? You gotta give yourself some credit, Jason. That was a good question you came up with.
I'm telling you, Bryce didn't have a question.
Oh, throw me under the bus again.
Oh.
Throw Bryce under the bus.
Ooh, I like that.
Bryce needs some movie recommendations.
Okay, that's my question. What movie would you, besides Big, what's the movie I should go out and watch to become more cultured?
Go watch The Favorite.
The Favorite, all right.
That's a
seen that
new
one.
movie and
Is
it's
that good?
fun. There's a lot of slapping in it.
Oh, favorite?
The Favorite.
Is it out in theaters?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's brand new.
Okay. I'll go check that out. Excuse me, I had a burp. Excuse me. Okay. Oh, sorry. I think we're good. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having
Oh,
me.
let's before you go, can you do you have a website or what's your social media or your Instagram?
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Lisa Draws.
Lisa Draws.
Lisa Draws.
I like that. Anything else that we're missing
No.
as far as your social media?
I have a book out, Coyote Dog Girl, that you can buy.
Where can they buy your book?
In bookstores. It's a Western.
Oh, I love that. Okay, talk more. Tell them where they could.
Yeah, just find it online, Coyote Dog Girl, or at your local comics or bookstore.
Cool.
Yeah.
Damn, you didn't mention that before.
I know, I forgot.
Oh, okay, but now you did. It's good.
It's good.
Okay, and anything else? Did you want to give a shout out to any of your friends or family, or?
Nah, you know who you are.
Okay, okay, you know who you are. Okay, with that being said, we have to open 2 packages as well, Bryce. Okay, not yet, but I have to do this first. There's no Lil Ray this week. So Lil Ray is every other week now, okay, guys? Every other week. So shout out to the new patrons on my Patreon. Salvador Rivera, my man Joe Kim, and Takikoma Rage. Pretty cool name, huh? Shout out to the people who bought music off my Bandcamp: Sean Harrison, Gregory Kelly, and Isaac Amizakua. And this guy, he sent me a message. He actually bought my album and he listened to it on mushrooms.
Wow.
And he liked it. So I don't do that, but that's an option if you want to buy Collage in the Mirage. If you don't have access to mushrooms, you smoke a lot of marijuana and listen to it at SteebeeWeebieBandcamp.com. Okay? There's a sticker in there for you, too. If you want to become a patron, go to patreon.com/Steebee Weebie. I do a series every Monday, a diary log series. Where it's like a whole separate, podcast, right? And you can only hear it on my Patreon. So go to patreon.com/Steebee Weebie. It's a weekly thing. Some of them like almost 20 minutes long, 15, 20 minutes long, right, guys?
Right.
Have you listened to any of them?
I'm behind this week, I'll be honest.
Woo! Woo!
But it's in my inbox.
Okay, it's in your inbox. Okay. And there's rare songs that you can only get on my Patreon. So go to patreon.com/Steebee Weebie. There's you'll know who's going to be the guests. Beforehand, you'll get art on it. You'll get a bunch of cool stuff, or have access to it. Follow the show on Instagram /QUANGOUs. If you want to send stuff, we just got packages here. But if you want to send stuff like this, send it to the Steebee Weebee Show at 1425 North Cherokee Avenue, P.O. Box 1391, LA, California 90093. And I think that's about it, right? Did I miss something? Covered that. Oh, a shout out again to Mint Mongoose. Support the Steebee Weebee Show by heading over to www.mintmongoose.com and use code Steve and get your first box of jewelry for just $10 with free shipping. $10 for all this, and you get a caramel snack. Okay? Okay, I'm gonna. What I usually do, Lisa, here is I feel out the package and I try to guess what it is. So this is.
Are these gifts from listeners?
I think so. Yeah, they're listeners. Yeah. It feels like a magazine or something. Oh, this is from Australia. This is from my friend Anine Keaton from Australia.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty cool.
What if it's a poisonous spider?
Dude, that would be so scary. I don't want to put that in the universe, but if someone sends me a poisonous snake, I'd be very upset. I would be very upset if someone sent me a poisonous snake. I told you, a magazine.
Okay. You want the gifts to open it, or?
Well, I'm gonna cut it so it's easy. I'm not gonna look in there. All right, Lisa, you get to reveal it.
Oh God. Oh.
Oh. What is it?
It's Vegemite. Have you had that?
No. What is it?
It's like yeast extract. It's a thing they eat in Australia.
Oh, I could eat it?
Yeah, you can put it on like toast and stuff. It's like really salty.
Oh, thanks for the Vegemite. I can't wait to eat it. I'll eat it tonight with my dinner.
You got a letter.
Should I put it on my rice? I'll put Vegemite on my rice. Okay. Shirt. Sir, you're big Steebee Willie. Found the shirt somehow, and it was my duty to get it to you from Australia. Oh, wow. That's crazy because we're watching. I'm a fan of wrestling. Thank you so much. I'm a big fan of college wrestling. So speaking of Arizona State, shout out to Zahid and Anthony Valencia. Look out for him this season. We're looking to get Zahid in the finals against Mark Hall from Penn State. Okay. Question 1: how big are your nipples? That big. What color are your nips? I would say brown or pink. Do your nips have hair? I do have a hair that grows out of one of them. No, they're not here, but when I was younger, there's one long hair that grew out of one of my nipples. How big is your willy? A, B, C, D.
Those are all pretty...
They're pretty small. Soft or hard? I don't know. I'll have to... Oh, he's naked on his album cover. I'll have to get back to you on that one. Wow, listen to that banger of an album. Eat you some Vegemite. I won't say that word. Plus all your white fuckers, Bryce and George. Oh, jeez. From Big Nippy Boy, NINXOXO. Okay, can I see his album? This is great. And he's naked.
He's naked in the back, too? So
yeah, he's naked. Okay, so shout out to my man, Nin Volume 1.
Cool.
This is really weird. This is a weird one. Vegemite and this.
This is
and
not what people usually send you?
No,
Yeah.
not that was.
Well, not
yeah,
that I
that was
know
weird.
of. Maybe
So
check out that
this
chart.
is my man Jared Worldwide. Jared sent me this the other day. The other week, remember? He sent me this.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and then it has his logo here. So this is my homie, Jared Worldwide. Obviously it's going to be an article of clothing. I don't know what. It might be for one of you guys because it feels like another sweatshirt, but like in your size. So maybe it's your night.
Extra tall, all right.
Even though you don't know Tom Hanks and Big. Or Oingo Boingo. Unbelievable.
Unacceptable.
Oh no!
Oh.
What?
Okay, wait.
Wait.
So first, it's a. Oh.
Oh, look at that! Can I see it?
That's
Jared
great.
Worldwide all day. Can I see the sticker? It's going up. Shout out to Jared Worldwide all day. Do you want one of these stickers? Okay. Jared Worldwide. Is there a? Let me see here. A backpack? Oh man! Oh my goodness, that's dope! It's a champion backpack. Oh my God! Hope you enjoy. Thanks for the entertainment. I love you, Jared. Thank you so much.
Who's this guy?
He's a fan and he has his own thing going on. Jared Worldwide.
Awesome.
Check it out.
Nice backpack.
That is nice. It's a champion backpack. It's a champion backpack. What size is this?
Medium.
Oh, sorry, Bryce. It's a medium.
Small, too short.
Yeah. Thank you,
like a
Jared
crop top.
Worldwide. Hey, high five. That was one of my favorite episodes because we talked about death and rattlesnakes and poisonous things.
Yeah.
All right. So with that being said, we're out of here. Little Rays next week.